Hello and welcome to Super Sunday, Mother's Day 2023. I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana cider reviews because today I'm bringing Wicked Grove Hard Cider. Introduced in 2011. Well, I don't know about the rosé version, the crisp apple, the original. This is made by Vermont Cidery in Vermont, obviously. And for I think it's a private label Vermont Cider Company, a private label brand for Aldi done under contract. But they're not trying to hide it. Aldi is pretty good about, now Trader Joe's, they're a little bit more secretive. That's a subsidiary of Aldi. But here's Vermont Cider Company, established in 1991. World-class brands crafted in Vermont. Now, in 2021, they introduced Day Chaser, which is a set of vodka, soda, cranberry, these ready-to-drink things, which we see all the time. They also make Woodchuck, their kind of flagship line, since 1991, I believe, 94, 91, 94, whatever, when they first got started. And they have a whole bunch of Woodchuck ciders, which I've never tried. They also make Wider's cider, which is like a sweeter, they say fruit forward line, which I haven't seen, but I hadn't been looking for them either. I may have overlooked them. Then they contract produce Magners from Ireland. It has a different name than in Ireland, but it's an old brand. Okay, so then they showed this, it's on Route 7, United States Highway 7 in Middlebury, Vermont. I've been almost on the entire length of that highway, from the very beginning in the north all the way to where it impacts the Henry Hudson Parkway, I think it's called, that runs west into New York City, southwest. So I didn't take Route 1 all the way to Highway 1 at the coast, but I mean, I was like 4 miles from there. So I've been on Route 7. It's a shorter highway because it's in a shorter state, but very interesting, very scenic. And you could they should take into the Woodchuck site. You could take tours there along scenic route, US Route 7. All right, so there you go. Here it is. It's pink, rosé, yeah. And it says 5% alcohol. It's wicked good. I find that they're good, but I don't know about wicked good, which would be like a New England expression of like extremely good. Wouldn't go that far, but it is nice, and I prefer it over the New York State produced Angry Orchard from Boston Beer Company. Those are good. A little bit on the sweet side. This is drier, a drier wine. I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. Smells like fermented apple juice, but it smells like a little bit like rosé wine. And it says hard cider, natural flavors, sulfites to preserve freshness, which is added to wine, and it's lightly carbonated. I don't think that's an ingredient, lightly carbonated. They don't put a comma there. It's just a description. Produced by Wicked Grove Cidery, Middlebury, Vermont, but we know that's an alias name for Vermont Cider Company. Okay. 5%, so it falls under the Food and Drug Administration. Any wine And any wine under 5%, I'm sorry, any wine under 7% falls under the purview. This thing will focus. I'd be so happy. Of the Food and Drug Administration. So 150 calories. Oh yes, that's pretty much what you'll find with a beer at 5%. Man. This camera has some focus problems. There we go. You have to agitate it like to get it to work. Once it works, it's clear, you know. But $30 camera. What do you expect? Okay. Cider is a wine. The U.S. Tax and Trade Bureau has 3 classes of alcoholic beverages: beer, wine, and spirits or liquor. Okay. This falls under wine. It's made from fruit, apples. It's fermented. So they classify it as a wine. All right. You say you mean apple wine. Yeah. Yeah. And they chill it. I guess most people drink chilled wine anyway. So yeah, it doesn't taste like beer. It's not beer. It tastes like what it is. It tastes like hard cider, meaning hard apple juice. Cider is an alternative word for apple juice. If you look on the Martinelli, you know, the famous Martinelli apple juice / cider company website, they have frequently asked questions. One of the questions: what is the difference between cider and apple juice? They say none. It's the same thing. We just put cider on some labels and apple juice on others because some people are like have this fixation, but they think cider is different. They tell you that on the website. Hard cider obviously is alcoholic. Ghost GDL says, "Happy Mother's Day, Ronald. I changed my name on YouTube, but it's me, Hector." Oh, hello, Hector. I don't know why you changed it, but I'll have to remember. I have a lot of people that comment and they'll get offended and insulted and say, "Don't you remember me?" And no, I don't, because they'll have an alias name on YouTube. It like be like Edgar9, and then on Facebook they're like Mimi Guy, and then on Instagram, which I never use Instagram, people contact me, but I never have ever posted anything on Instagram in my life. I've had an account for 10 years and never posted a single post, literally never. But they'll and if I have, I forgot that I did, but I don't think I have. And then they'll have, you know, Cliff Edge on it, and it's like, no, I can't remember that, because, you know. And then there's like 50 other people do the same thing, so I cannot remember that. I'll try to remember. That is you, Hector. Okay, down to this. How does it taste? Well, it tastes fine if you're someone who wants to drink apple juice. And I want to tell you right now, I am not. I used to drink juice years ago. As a child, I liked it. Like, yeah, because you're a child, you want sweet things. In my 20s and 30s and 40s, then I was like, I'm going to drink juice because you're supposed to, because it's good for you. Like, yeah, you should drink it. But then I got to where the last 10 years is like, I can't stand juice. You know, I don't know why. I just don't like it. It just, if I drink it, I don't hate it. Like if I drink orange juice for breakfast, I'm not sitting there saying, oh, I hate it. I can't stand it. But I never buy it. And I did in this case by buying the fermented apple juice. But I buy wine and I drink it every day. You know, like 3 ounces. But right now I got this Rockbrook wine from Bronco Wine Company. Pretty good stuff. Jason Cleveland. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you, Jason. So here it is. Here's this. Now, is this colored with anything? Well, it doesn't say anywhere on the bottle that there's coloring added. Usually, I believe that's required. It says Wicked Grove hard cider, naturally gluten free, common sense, no wheat in it. Rosé. I bought the 12 pack. It was $17.99 at almost said Arby's. Yeah, Aldi. I mean, I don't know what they're now. You say, well, the natural flavor might be cherry juice and strawberry juice, and so it turns red. Yeah, that makes sense. You know? Maybe they're using apple skins. Red apple skins gonna make it pink. But whatever they do, it comes out rosé, and it got natural flavors. But that could be anything. I talk to people on the internet oftentimes, and they'll insist that natural flavors are artificial. And I'll say, why do you think there's two classes of flavoring, natural flavor and artificial flavor, according to the United States government? Why do you think there's a difference? You know, they don't answer the question. They're just like, it's all fake. I was like, it's not fake. You know what fake means? Artificial. You know what artificial means? Fake. They're the same word, or the same meaning. So if you have artificial grape flavoring, it's something made from some other chemical substance, which is not harmful, harmless, and it tastes like grapes or similar to it. Now, if you have natural grape flavoring, you know what that is? It's flavoring that comes from grapes. Now, people are going to be imbecilic in a way and say, but they don't just sit down at a table and cut the grapes up and then put them in the beer. Well, no kidding. We know that. It's probably syrup that comes from grapes being pressed together and made into like some kind of, syrup. Or it could be dehydrated grapes in a Mylar bag and they add it to the beer. But it's from grapes. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to tell people this. And I had a guy at work. He's into science, he's like a science major and all, but he was telling me, one day, well, natural flavors doesn't mean natural. I said, no, it does. It depends what you're saying, how you describe it, though. Now, it could be a grape flavor that comes from bark. It's not really great, but it doesn't say natural grape flavor. The bottle or can might say natural flavoring. Okay, well, now, if you look at the regulations, it says it just has to be derived from a natural source. Leaves, like they say, leaves, extracts, essential oils, oleo resin, bark, could be animal fat, vegetable fat, vegetable oil. I mean, that's a lot of possibilities, but it's from a natural source. I don't know why people got this fixation on it. I don't. I'm talking about it. I don't have the fixation on it. I just bring it up because I have that's like ongoing argument with people about it. Is natural flavor, there's another argument, is natural flavoring better than artificial? That's a controversy, but there's no evidence that I've seen from all the articles I've read that there's any difference as far as how healthy it is. And they say chemically, the natural flavoring might be almost identical to the artificial flavoring. They take the artificials and they divide it molecularly like the natural pumpkin, so whatever example of that. So, some people got this thing though. If it says not artificial flavor, they just kind of, and I'm that way too. I'm vulnerable to that. But the authorities, you say, but they all lie. They all lie. Everything's a conspiracy. It's all a conspiracy. Hey, okay, maybe it is. But apparently there isn't really any kind of health difference. Okay. Are you liking ciders? I've seen you've been reviewing ciders lately, says Hector. Like I just said earlier, I mean, this one's very acidic. Okay, so it's pretty sweet, but not too sweet. Let's say 3.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness, 0. No bitterness. Tartness, and yeah, it's probably 3.5 out of 5 warheads. It's pretty tart. Apples are tart in a large sense. Doesn't say anything about them adding sugar though. You know, you get the Angry Orchard, it said add sugar added. Cheers, Louisiana Beer Reviews, says Tommy Carroll. Cheers to you. I'm Louisiana Cider Reviews today. So am I liking ciders? Getting a taste for it? Want to start a whole series doing ciders? No. I got all those bottles left in the fridge, and it's like a chore to drink those. Like I said, I'm not miserable drinking them. I'm not offended to drink them. I don't want to drink them. I am not going to waste them. I tried to hustle my friend David into drinking some. He wasn't going for it. He was like, no. He gave me a barley wine yesterday, Sierra Nevada 2022 barley wine, and forgot to take it home. Boy, that was a heartbreaker. I hope he saves one for me. He got a great deal on it. So I probably will not ever buy cider again. But who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. But I'm certainly not putting it on my to buy or top priority list. It would definitely be on a very low priority list. But would I recommend Wicked Grove? Yeah, I would. And I would say it's a better deal than the Angry Orchard. And plus, it's the same price as the Angry Orchard. You're not going to save money. Same price. But I think you get a little bit better product. Okay, Geordie's Den. Oh, well, get ready, folks, because Scotland has arrived. Geordie's Den says, hello. Hope you're, I think he meant Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. You are. I hope you are having a good day. I like a wee cider sometimes. My favorite is Brothers Toffee Apple Cider. Well, I've never heard of that, brother. Is it sold in the United States? Oh, probably, possibly. I'm still trying to find Buckfast tonic wine, but I don't think we get Buckfast tonic wine in Louisiana or any of the states, the other 49. I'd like to try it. I know it's an infamous product in Scotland. There's a whole bunch of controversy about it, but I'd like to try it. And in fact, I demand to try it. Maxwell says, hello, Jay. I don't know why I'm not showing these posts. There's the posts. Have I noticed sales of beer that I'm not supposed to talk about are down at your place of work? They're down everywhere. A famous place in New Orleans, they stopped selling it. And that was probably their number one beer. But they say, no, they're not selling it. But they still sell Miller Lite, Miller High Life, and others. So I'm sure these people are not going to go out drinking and have a good meal and say, I'm not going to drink beer. I'll show you. No, they're going to drink something. They may not be ordering BL, but like I said, they might order ML or CL or MHL, which I know that place sells all of those. I don't go there. I used to go there, but I don't eat at night. Like I don't eat a big meal at night. I cannot stand eating that's how you put on weight. So I was like, nah, they don't even open for meals till 4. So that's out the question for me. If they were open for lunchtime, yeah, I would go. They have good food. You were out late last night recovering. Ha, ha, ha. But you're not on Super Sunday. So I don't want to hear the excuses. Don't blame. And here's another thing, Jean-Pierre, Beverage Ramble. Don't blame El Toro tequila for your problem. Don't blame Sazerac for your problem. Because Sazerac says a serving size is 1.5 ounces. But I get the feeling, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm ranting, maybe I'm out of control, but I get the feeling you did not just drink 1.5 ounces of, which is basically this much. I think you did not drink just that much. And don't blame the National Basketball Association because they had no games last night. He's laughing. Blame the Major League Baseball because they were showing the White Sox beating the Astros, I might add, last night on Fox, on national free television. Jordy's Den says, yeah, Buckfast is a tonic wine. I've not had that in years. I've not had it in my entire life. Do we have tonic wines in the United States? We might, but I'm not aware of them. Yeah, they're not my cup of tea either. How would I rate this? I would give it an A minus. It's excellent in its own special little way, but I don't want to be in its way. I don't want to be part of its existence. I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink it. I just drank it. Now, how many bottles do I have left in the fridge? Too many. Yeah. I'm more of a beer guy. Cider occasionally is all right. Yeah. I'm gonna get through these bottles. I'm gonna drink one a week, then they'll be gone, and hopefully I'll never buy a cider again. But maybe I'll go against my own judgment. I don't believe Jean is blaming Sazerac. Sazerac. He might not be. Oh, I'm glad he's not. But then I don't know why I'm saying a rant on a rant because no one made me go to bed real early and wake up at 2:30, 2:39 a.m. Yeah, you heard me right, 2:39. But I did watch all the Major League Baseball highlights, every single game, all 14 games. There was a 15th game, but it got delayed for rain. Who makes it? Who makes what? You know Sazerac makes El Toro. Sazerac makes everything. Not everything. Not everything, but it seems like it, doesn't it? Oh, pirate water, says Friar Tuck. Showing up in your area. I'm sorry to hear that. No, I am sorry to hear that. But I tried 3 of the 4. I tried the Miami Vice, the Bahama Mama, the Margarita, I think it was called. Yeah. Oh, who makes the one I'm drinking? Same people that make Woodchuck. Vermont Cider Company. Vermont Cider Company. Now, I'll ask y'all a question and you can answer it if you'd like. Would you like to see any upcoming products? Because if not, I'm going to shut this off and move on and go about my business. But if anybody would like, now this Wednesday, we're going to examine Coors Light. I believe that's what it is. Pirate Water is here in the Atlanta area. I'm also sorry to hear that, Joe. I'm sorry to hear that. The main reason I'm sorry to hear is because you guys are going to go buy it and you're going to drink it. And there's a lot of problems in this world, man. And I think Pirate Water and Four Loko have a lot to do with it. Let's see. Coors Light this Wednesday. Coors Light. No Thundering Thursday. No Fandango Friday. But maybe Super Inclusive Saturday. Although you hate to interrupt the Major League games on Fox at Saturday night. Sour beers, Creek. Yeah, I'll pass. Beer. Yeah, show us. Okay, I'll show y'all. Ordo, you have any wines? What does that mean? Ordo, you have any wines? What does that mean? Okay, so here we go. Get ready for the part of the video where we do the showcase. I'm going to put this away. Bourbon County. First of all, I have a can of beans. Oh, I got stuff to do. Or that I should say I have stuff I want to do. I don't have to do it. Oh, any wines to review or show? Yeah, I will. I'll show that in a moment. This is not a joke. This is a real can of beans. Black turtle beans. Michigan made brand. You say that's a joke. There's no such thing as black turtle beans. Well, I did my research and I looked at the Michigan. This is a true website. The Michigan Bean Production Board, I think it's called. The Michigan Bean Producers Bureau, whatever it was. And they had a section for black turtle beans. And they are grown in Michigan. And they say they look black. And they were showing good photos. They said, but actually they're purple. They never change color, even when you cook them. And they said they're purple. And but they look black, but it's dark purple. I'm going to check that. I'm going to put them under sunlight. And they said, but they come from Central America, and they're really popular in Central America and Mexico. But they grow them in Michigan, and they say they're really good and yummy, and you should buy them. Naturally, they're saying you should buy them because people saying that grow the beans. Okay. Here is Crown Royal Reserve. I've been doing taste challenges with it. This runs about $40 if you're lucky, but most likely you'll pay $45 for it, $45. I've been doing taste challenges with it. Well, I went up against the other Crown Royal products that I have, and it didn't work out so well. No, this wasn't worse than those other Crown Royals. No, it wasn't worse. Don't even think it was worse. But honestly, it really wasn't better. And in two cases, I got it mixed up with the other one. I couldn't even tell them apart in blind taste tests. So I did not see that it justified the $45. But anyway, there it is. They claim, and I don't think they're lying, they claim they only picked the top 1% of the best Crown Royal bottles to put in this. You know, look how pretty the top 1% of the best Crown Royal bottles from Canada. But in a blind taste test, did it really pan out? I didn't see that happening. But now we're finished with the Crown Royal versus Crown Royal challenges, and we're going on to Crown Royal Reserve, or also known as Special Reserve, because there's the cap. It says Special Reserve on the cap. See that? Crown Royal Special Reserve. But there we go. Crown Royal Special Reserve. I personally think it's going to destroy all the other whiskeys I've got. I'm talking about, yeah, obviously Canadian whiskeys. So I think the other Canadian whiskeys I have are going to get decimated, beat, whipped, destroyed, and exasperated. Like here's Royal Canadian. Is Royal Canadian a good product? Yeah, it's good. And before you say something like, they're just it's a cheap knockoff of Crown Royal. I don't think so, because this hit the market in 1934. This came out in 1934, and Crown Royal did not come out till 1939. So obviously it could not be a cheap ripoff of Crown Royal, since it's older than Crown Royal by 5 years. Now, is it a popular product? Oh, no, I didn't say it was popular. Is it widely available? No. Maybe where you live, not around here, that's for sure. But I did find it in Louisiana. Is it any good? It is pretty good, actually. And you may find this shocking, but it's made by Sazerac. Oh, my goodness. Sazerac of Canada. They bought it. Is another buyout. Now you said wine. Okay. All right. We'll put these back up. Put these back in the kitchen. Now these wines, Rockbrook, this is from a company called Bronco Wine Company. See the brook with the rocks in it? It's like they took a photo of rocks, pebbles underneath the water. They produced this out in California somewhere. This company was started by three brothers, and their last name was Franzia. In 1973, they started Bronco Wine Company. You ever heard of Franzia Wines? Well, they decided to make their own wine company. I guess Franzia got so big they didn't want to fight with the other family members over them. So they broke off and made their own company, Rockbrook. And they still own it today. But those three brothers, man, those guys must be 89, 90 years old. They were showing them they were so old now. I guess they're letting their kids run it mostly, but they're still up there. The three brothers that started it are the three brothers that still own it. And this runs, you can get these about $10, $9 to $10. This is the Chardonnay, right? Chardonnay. But Mathern's had it for $2.99. $2.99. You know I bought it. You know I bought it. You know I bought it. Another great Super Sunday. Thank you, Tommy. So I went to Total Wine and More yesterday because I was going through that town anyway. I had to go to that town for something else. My cousin's graduation get together. She graduated from Loyola University. Loyola University. You say your cousin, you're in your mid-50s. You got a cousin that just graduated from college? That's correct. I got a cousin that's 20 years old. I got a cousin that's 58, and I got one that's 20. And I'm talking about first cousins, not third cousins, which is not even a relative. Mexican mudslide made with rum. This is from Chi-Chi's. Now, you might remember I did Mexican mudslide, but it was made with wine. Made with wine. It's, if you get the little bottles, you know, the little going on vacation bottles. They're only 100 milliliters. Those are made with wine. Any of those are all made with wine. Chi-Chi's, say wine base. But if you get the big bottles like this, they're all made with vodka or whiskey or rum or brandy or something like that. This one's made with rum. And it says liqueur, caramel color added. So is it really brown on its own? No. They add caramel color in. Jean-Pierre says, great deal. I know, $2.99. What a deal. Any good beer deals at Total Wine? I didn't really notice anything that caught my eye. I've noticed they were all kind of expensive, actually. I didn't buy any beer yesterday over there. I was looking at a bunch of beers. I was like, expensive, expensive, expensive. I kept walking. It says, rum meets the delicious taste of chocolate and coffee to create the frosty sweetness you expect in a premium Mexican mudslide. Well, I don't know what to expect in a mudslide because I never had one, but I know one thing about this. I'm going to shake it well, before I open it. I'm going to put this in my coffee. 1 cup a morning. I'm not going crazy, but each morning I'm going to pour some at the bottom of the coffee cup and pour the coffee on top, and it's going to be oh so good. A chocolatey favorite perfected by Chi-Chi's. An individual Mexican mudslide needs just 3 ounces plus 1 cup of ice cubes in a blender. Or make a pitcher. Pour 1.5 cups into a blender, fill with ice, and blend for 45 to 60 seconds. Refrigerate after opening. Well, yeah, it's made with real cream. If you don't refrigerate this after opening, you're going to be in a hospital if you drink it, probably. All right. Last chance, anyone want to guess who makes this product? It's made in Kentucky. It says on the back, made in Kentucky. Anyone want to guess who makes it? Anyone? Oh, yeah, definitely refrigerated craft beer tastic. I've already got it cold. Now, it doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it. Once the air hits it, watch out. But anyone want to guess who owns Chi-Chi's Mexican mudslide brand liqueur? Oh, by the way, it was $9.99. See this big jug bottle? Big bottle, right? $9.99 plus tax. True story. So last chance. Anyone want to guess who makes this product? Anyone? Anyone? No? You don't want to guess? Okay, I'll read what it says on the back. We love to hear from our customers. 1-866-729-3722. www.sazerac.com. Well, how you like that? Oh, y'all guessed it. Sazerac, not Sazerac. Sazerac. Yep, you got it. Well, let's play a drinking game called Find Something They Don't Make. You probably lose the game because you won't be able to find anything they don't make. All right. I'll go put these back in the fridge. Now, last topic. The Louisiana Beer Review Reduction Inflation Act. That is correct. I'm helping you deal with inflation. I don't think I'll be doing any live reviews. Well, actually, I want to retract that statement. On my alternative channel called Anti-War, 2 words, anti-space war, I'm going to do a mix-up later on today, and it's going to be the real Dr. Pepper, which you can't find, but I did find it, made with imperial sugar from Imperial Sugar Company, not high fructose corn syrup. Real Dr. Pepper mixed with Nikolai premium vodka with premium liqueur. Okay, so get ready for that to be a live tasting on antiwar.com. Now, I had somebody tell me at work, it's any Dr. This is what they told me. Any Dr. Pepper in a glass bottle is real sugar. I said, wrong. And the lady told me, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. I said, no, I'm right. It was a friendly conversation, more than like we were getting hostile. So I showed her, I said, okay, here's a glass bottle of Dr. Pepper. Look at it. And she looked at it. I said, what does that say? High fructose corn syrup. Oh, she said, oh. I said, those bottles over there are on a special rack. And they're on a special rack for that reason, because they're made with real sugar and you can't find it. But I did. And I never thought I'd live to see the day, and I found it. Okay. So that's coming up. You're right, Jean. Now, got hair above my nose. Hair, you know. When I'm finished with Canadian whiskey in about 2 weeks, I'm going to do Irish whiskey, because I always go in order. I do United States bourbon. Of course, bourbon can only come from the United States. And then I do American blended whiskey. Then I do Canadian blended whiskey. And then I do Irish blended whiskey. Then I do single malt scotch. And then on my other hand, I do blended scotch. Then I do brandy or cognac. Cognac is a type of brandy. Then rum. Then tequila, then mezcal, and I need an 11th finger, because then I do a rye whiskey. So if anybody wants to see what Irish whiskey I've got coming up in 2 weeks, or around 2 weeks, let me know, or forever hold your peace. So thank you for joining Super Sunday, but I will be able to show you, if you want to see it, the Irish whiskey coming up in 2 weeks. And the deal I got on that is unbelievable. You won't believe it. You'll think I'm lying, but I'm not lying. It's the truth. And I actually bought a bottle from my friend David. He told me, buy it. I said, well, you never even had. He said, buy it. He never heard of it. He said, buy it. And I bought it. So he says to me, if you ever see deals like that, don't call me. Don't contact me. Just buy it. I'll pay you back. I said, okay. So I'm going to count down to 0. And then what Irish whiskey do you have coming up? Says Craft Beer Tastic. Okay. Like I said, about 2 weeks. But it may not post for 6 weeks, because I'm so backlogged on posts. You'll see the taste challenges. You'll see the taste challenges before you see the actual review. So the Busker. And this is a new Irish whiskey, hadn't been around long. Busker Irish whiskey, triple distilled. Now you look up the price, it runs about $25, $30, $25, maybe 30, but you get ripped off probably for 30. But I got it for $10. Full size bottle, $10. Thank you very much. $10 at Walmart. I found it for a closeout, yellow tag, $10, and I bought it. And that's the truth. And I have the Carlsberg Elephant coming up. I'm going to do Carlsberg Elephant. I bought a bottle a couple of weeks ago. Couldn't resist. I have a hard time resisting Carlsberg Elephant. Now my only goal is to get Carlsberg Super Strong Elephant. Yes, it is available. It's called Carlsberg Elephant Special, I think, Super Special, or it's 10.5%. So, ooh, 10.5%. Yes. So that's it. I could show you a million other things, but we're going to get bored looking at that. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. So I have to go buy my can or bottle of Coors Light for Wednesday night. I don't have a can or bottle right now, but I don't see that being much of a challenge. Who couldn't find Coors Light? All right. And then, like I say, maybe we could do Super Inclusive Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll have to see how that works out, but then we'll try to be back on schedule. All right. Well, y'all take care. Have a great Mother's Day. And thanks for watching. And like I said, Wicked Grove is a pretty good cider if you want to drink that. All right. Bye-bye.